Hello, my name is Chris Herlein. I work for the Penn State University Libraries as supervisor for the library's Annex, which is an off-site storage facility. Unfortunately, my co-presenter, Verne Neff, who is the manager of collection maintenance and annexes, could not be here to present with me today. The title of our lightning talk is How do you fill 93.43% of your ILL requests from off-site storage? And we noticed too late that the title could be understood differently from what we intended. So to clarify, we mean how do we, as an off-site storage facility, fulfill 93.43% of the requests which we receive. There are definitely advantages being an off-site storage facility when it comes to high fulfillment rates, which I will cover, but there are also best practices that we employ that help to keep those rates high and may be useful to other libraries. Very quickly, just a little about the Penn State University libraries. They are physically spread out across Pennsylvania in 27 locations, all falling under the same dean. And all 27 locations transfer material to be stored at the library's annex. Transferring material to the annex allows the libraries to relieve congestion in their collections while ensuring that their material is still available to be requested by users in a timely manner. The annex occupies 4 facilities. 3 of these hold circulating material consisting of over 2 million cataloged items. Now, because they do have a warehouse-like environment, these facilities are closed to the public. Being close to the public allows us to use storage methods that maximize space efficiency, which is fantastic for fitting as much as possible onto a shelf, but it also eliminates the ability to browse the collection. The staff that serve these warehouse-like facilities is small given the size of the collection, just 1 supervisor, 4 full-time staff, and some part-time staff who provide a courier service. 35 years ago, when the annexes started, only print material was planned to be stored. Now, as you can see, the annexes holds every type of material. And here's a general breakdown of material types by location. They only really differ when it comes to materials that are more rare, such as the LP records, which as you can see are only held in our Cato Park facility, or the 16mm film reels, which are only held at our Academic Activities Building facility. Our daily routine may differ slightly from yours. Travel between the annexes is a factor. The distance can be as great as a 25 to 30-minute round trip. Another factor is that during the entire retrieval process, we will not encounter a single user because, as I mentioned before, the annex is closed to the public. The small number of staff coordinate every morning, Monday through Friday, to compile the requests, and then they travel out to each facility to retrieve material, bring it back to the main annex facility for scanning, while all loan material is sent to our IL department on campus for processing. Here, I've detailed the 3 main culprits that prevent us from filling requests: not as cited, not owned, and not on shelf. First is when there is an egregious citation error in the request. For example, the article requested is on page 100, but the journal ends on page 75. Or they want volume 8, 1974, but on the shelf, volume 8 has the year 2010. These are examples of requests we would take back to our desk and do some research to get the correct citation information. But sometimes the answer just isn't there. Second is the material that we do not own. At first, we think it's just a citation error, but then we discover that the correct journal is not one in our collection, nor do we have access to it online. Third is the worst. The book or journal is not on the shelf. It should be, but it's just not there. Perhaps there is room on the shelf for it, or maybe not. In either case, we have lost track of the book and it is not likely that we'll be able to find it and fill that request within the allotted time. One of the most important practices we enlist that helps to keep our fulfillment rates high is very simple and probably commonplace. When one person cannot locate an article, the request is passed on to another person to conduct a second search. Often, just having another pair of eyes to look for the request leads to it being filled rather than canceled. Another practice that aids in future request fulfillment is utilizing our in-house cataloging to update incorrect holdings information. There are times when we receive an article request and we go to the shelf only discover that the specific issue needed is missing from the volume. By immediately updating the holdings information, this scenario is prevented from reoccurring, if only for that title. But the more that we catch these inconsistencies, the less likely they cause problems in the future. Something unique to offsite storage facilities is how we manage inventory. The Annex inventory system we use tells us the exact location of material, all the way from broadly telling us in which facility it's stored, to specifically telling us which numbered book it is on the shelf, all from just looking at the barcode. The upshot of having that much location detail is that there are fewer materials that cannot be located, and more requests that go on to be filled. And also, as we convert more and more material into this inventory system, errors in records are found and corrected, improving the accuracy of our record holdings. I want to thank you very much for your time today. On the slide is my contact info, as well as my manager's contact info, if you would like to reach out to us with questions or comments. Also, there's a discussion board that I will be monitoring. And please, if you have any suggestions for us and how we might improve our fulfillment rates, it would be greatly appreciated. We are always looking for ways to improve the service we provide to our users. Thank you again. Have a good day and stay safe.